The Association of International Schools of India TAISI is proudly announced the appointment of Mr Syed Sultan Ahmed, founder and chief learner at LXL Ideas as the new chairperson, taking over from Ms Anuradha Monga, the founder and chairman emeritus of TAISI. This occassion marked a huge milestone for association, recognizing its continued pledge to shape the Indian education sector up to global standards.
And as soon as I got here, I rang a few people up and we started a 8-member board, founding members. And slowly we moved on, and in 3 years I had 200 members under our umbrella. And so it wasn't only for heads of schools. We were doing a lot for educators, for students with some different needs, and also our first plan was to help students. And what they enjoy most was sports. And we started having an inter-school sports program, which really helped them. And of course, a lot of work which they did coincided with the IV gas work, and it was really a lovely feeling to have all the stakeholders of the school. So as time went by, and after pandemic, we had a bit of a setback, and so with all these conferences, retreats, educators conference, online, we decided I said, now where are we going? So I was talking to a lot of people and thought, I made this legacy and I just don't want to hand it over to somebody who really doesn't work with education. It's not only, for financial reasons. It was really nice. And to find somebody who I could really work with. A lot of thinking went, and I have a colleague here who introduced me to Sultan. And even Ranjan Pai said, look, Anu, I deal with higher ed. Sultan is your right person.
Established way back in 2005, we had less than 100 international schools in this country. Today, we're boasting of almost 800 international schools. Apart from the IB as well as the Cambridge curriculums, we're also being knocked on our doors of Indian schools by universities from different countries, Australia, New Zealand, Canada. They all want to establish their curriculum here in India. In the past, international schools were a domain for the middle class, the upper middle class and the rich class. But over the past decade or so, what's happened, and I think it's a beautiful thing that's happened, that a lot of middle class families that want to give well-rounded education for their children are looking at international schools.
In 2005, and it was when I'd gone via Singapore to Perth to attend a conference, and I saw very few Indian schools there. So on my way back, I was waiting at the airport for 8 hours to catch a flight to India, and I said, why don't we start something like this for our Indian educators? And for me, it was not only Indian educators, but students, because I feel we learn a lot from students, and do something for students, for teachers, and for leadership. I started with a founding members of 8, and then it just increased, and we went up to 250 people, and it just went up, and we were doing a lot of sports, a lot of teacher training, and a lot of people from overseas started coming to attend our conference. My one thing was that sometimes it's very sad to see that our Indian teachers and our Indian leaders can do very well also, but unfortunately they are paid half the price, their salaries, and I want to fight that. Thank you.
ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ, ನನ್ನ ಹೆಸರು ಸೈಯದ್ ಸುಲ್ತಾನ್ ಅಹ್ಮದ್ ಅಂತ. ಐ ಆಮ್ ದ ನ್ಯೂ ಇನ್ಕಮಿಂಗ್ ಚೇರ್ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಫಾರ್ TAISI. TAISI ಅಂದರೆ ದಿ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ. ಈ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನಲ್ಲಿ ಆಲ್ ದ IB ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ಸ್, ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಬೆಕ್ಲಾರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮತ್ತು ಕೇಂಬ್ರಿಡ್ಜ್ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ಸ್, ಅದರ್ ಹೆಡ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ಸ್ದು ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಇದು 20 ವರ್ಷದಿಂದ ಇದು ಮೇಡಮ್ ಅನು ಮೊಂಗಾ ಅವರು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದರು 2005ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಇದರ ಮೇನ್ ಪರ್ಪಸ್ ಏನಂದರೆ ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಅದನ್ನು ಹೆಂಗೆ ಅಪ್ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಅದನ್ನು ಹೆಂಗೆ ನಾವು ಟೀಚರ್ ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ ಇರಲಿ, ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಇರಲಿ, ಅದನ್ನು ಅಪ್ಲಿಫ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಇದು ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿರೋದು. ಇವರು 20 ವರ್ಷ ಇವರು ತುಂಬ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇವತ್ತಿಂದ ನಾನು ಐ ಆಮ್ ಟೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಓವರ್ ಆ್ಯಸ್ ದ ನ್ಯೂ ಚೇರ್ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಲುಕಿಂಗ್ ಫಾರ್ವರ್ಡ್ ಟು ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಕೊಲಾಬ್ರೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತು ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ಸ್. ನಮ್ಮ ವಿಷನ್ ಏನಂದರೆ ದ ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ಸ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಆದರೆ ನಾವು ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಆಚೆ ನೋಡಿ ಅವ್ರು ತುಂಬ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ ಆ ಥರ ನಾವು ನೋಡ್ತೀವಿ. ನನ್ನ ವಿಷನ್ ಏನಂದರೆ ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಲೆವೆಲಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ ಅ ಎಡ್ಯುಕೇಷನ್ ಲೀಡರ್. ಅದು ನಾನು ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ದು ಇವತ್ತು. ದಟ್ ಅಕ್ರಾಸ್ ದ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ಯಾವ ಕಂಟ್ರಿ ನೀವು ಹೋಗ್ತೀರಾ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಟೀಚರ್ಸ್ ಸಿಗ್ತಾರೆ. Indians are recognized for being teachers but not as education leaders. ನನ್ನ ವಿಷನ್ ಏನಂದರೆ TAISI ಪ್ರವಾದಿಂದ ನಾನು we take the Indian quality of education and across the world people should look up to Indian education. So that's my goal. So ನಮ್ಮ TAISI we have around 700 ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ 2 ಕರಿಕ್ಯುಲಮ್ ಇದೆ. ಒಂದು ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಬೆಕ್ಲಾರಿಯೇಟ್, ಇದು ಜೆನೀವಾ ಬೇಸ್ಡ್ ಕರಿಕ್ಯುಲಮ್, ಇದು ಯುರೋಪ್ ಬೇಸ್ಡ್. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕೇಂಬ್ರಿಡ್ಜ್ ಕರಿಕ್ಯುಲಮ್, IGCSE ಅಂತೀವಿ, ಅದು ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷ್ ಕರಿಕ್ಯುಲಮ್. ಸೊ ಪಾಪ್ಯುಲರ್ ಆಗಿ ಇಂಡಿಯಾಲಿರೋದು ಕೇಂಬ್ರಿಡ್ಜ್ ಕರಿಕ್ಯುಲಮ್, ಅರೌಂಡ್ 500-600 ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಅರೌಂಡ್ 150-200 ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ಸ್ ಇದು ಯುರೋಪಿಯನ್ ಕರಿಕ್ಯುಲಮ್. ಇನ್ ಫ್ಯೂಚರ್ ನಾವೇನು ನೋಡ್ತಿದ್ವಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಆಸ್ಟ್ರೇಲಿಯನ್ ಕರಿಕ್ಯುಲಮ್, ಕೆನಡಿಯನ್ ಕರಿಕ್ಯುಲಮ್ ಅವರು ಬರ್ತಾರೆ ಇಂಡಿಯಲ್ಲಿ. So that's the popular one, so that Indian children go outside, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿ ಶೈನ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತ.